Using the NuWave Oven Pro, you don't have to use oils to cook your food. In fact, the oils do come out of the food, so you have low-fat foods that eliminate the saturated fat that may lead to heart disease and high blood pressure, diabetes, and complications thereof.
High heat grilling and broiling causes red meat, poultry, and fish to produce higher levels of cancer-causing compounds. The internationally renowned Lawrence Livermore Laboratories found the same results with high heat cooking.
The NuWave Oven cooks meat thoroughly at a lower temperature and avoids the excessive amount of carcinogens caused by cooking at high heat.
Well, when I first experienced was during my internship when a director of a hospital that I was working at had a NuWave at home, and she decided to bring it to the hospital to see how it worked there. Since the hospital is such a fast-paced environment and the need for fast cooking is crucial, she decided that NuWave might be a good product to try at the hospital, and it was very successful during a lunch shift. So it stayed there, and she had to get a new NuWave to take it home. So.
Now, besides the speed of the cooking, were the dietitians impressed with other aspects of the NuWave Oven?
Yes, we're very critical of how the food is served in the hospital. We want it to be an example of how people should cook at home. So for us, the best way of cooking is cooking that doesn't require a lot of oil or no oil at all, and the kind of cooking that's going to keep all the nutrients in the food. And NuWave definitely does that because it's so fast that and nothing gets drained out of it as much as it would during grilling process or during a blanching process, or if you might use just your regular oven, it has to sit in the oven for so long that some of the nutrients are gonna get lost in the process. So the NuWave cuts that time down, which will also cut the nutrient loss. So all the dietitians were pretty happy about it. Usually when we thaw meat products, we usually leave it in the sink somewhere or something like that, where the temperature of the meat will actually get to room temperature, which is the what we call the danger zone, the zone where bacteria are going to reproduce very fast. So something like salmonella, which is on the outside of your meat, once it's thawed, it's going to be at room temperature, and now it can reproduce and basically be around the whole chicken breast pretty quickly. So it becomes very dangerous. You have to be very careful and very sanitary, and always clean that area where the chicken was sitting and clean everything around it. Make sure you're not using the same cutting boards. Make sure you're washing every utensil between meals. So if you can avoid all of that work by just putting the frozen chicken into the NuWave and not having to wait for it, then you're eliminating the risk for bacteria. There are many different methods of cooking will add carcinogens to the food, such as what we were just talking about, cooking with charcoal on the grill. The chemicals from the charcoal are going to fly up into your product, into the meat, into the chicken, into the fish, and deposit itself on the outside of it. So when you eat and that crusty black crust it tastes so good, it's not so good for you. So it's much better off cooking with something that you do not require charcoal.